Flip TV Plus.
That region I'm talking about, Gabon, and which we are deliberating on today. Yeah, Kunle, how you doing? Don't forget that you can join us on Flip TV Plus. That's the sister channel to Flip TV. Flip TV Plus. Please subscribe to get latest information on that channel. Kunle, good morning to you.
Yeah, morning to you.
You're
A great day indeed. Thank God for the day. Thank God for life. And the viewers, we thank God for you guys live over there. Not miss anyone. It's the grace of God, and we want to thank you. Taiwo, Dunlade, a very balanced person, viewers there. I thank you. I thank every one of you. If I cannot remember all the names, just pardon me. I thank everybody here.
Now, no matter the coup that is going on in different African countries, I think democracy is still the best. Kunle.
Yeah, we're in the season of coup now, you know. I think some are jubilating, some are celebrating it. And I don't think same applies to Gabon now, because I don't see, do you see the mood of the Gabonese? We've not seen the mood of the Gabonese, whether they are in support of Bongo, generation of Bongo that want to just pocket Gabon into their, pocket the states, the country into their pocket, just to pocket the whole Gabon into their pocket. So I think the African leaders need to watch out. The African leader need to start reading the lips of the masses, because if you start reading the lips of the masses, you know the era of bad governance is over in the continent now. And my own problem I have is how long, because I see majority of those juntas are transforming to democratic president, because it's like who no like better thing. You see all these juntas taking over, planning coup, and long run, their eyes will be on that seat. Likewise, they may ended up turning from Agbada to, from khaki to Agbada, right? Maybe turning from the uniform, khaki uniform to civilian Babariga as a president. It happens, and we've seen several of it. And that is what I'm even thinking of in that Niger crisis. You see that Abdul Rahmanin, right? He's still high in that seat. He was the bodyguard to the Bazoum. Yeah, Mohamed, he was the bodyguard to Bazoum. So he's high in that seat. And, Africans, I don't know why we are so power drunk. That power in us, instead of using it for positivity is, destructive element, destructive way is what we are using it for. And it cannot help Africa. Africa cannot grow through this way. Because when we start using 9 months to create madness, how many months do you want to be able to get yourself to start to hit the ground walking? Hit the ground running, So the way it is now, I think maybe Africa needs recolonization again. We should start all over again, because we are not well taught to know that we are matured enough. The way we present ourselves in front of this Westerner is the way they will be looking at us. And as it is now, these guys are failed a lot. African leaders, they are failed woefully. Why? The bad governance. Why from father to son to grandson? That's what it's trending to. That's what the Bongo family, they are trending to now. So to me,
holding on to power for too long.
We could see Mobutu. We could see Mobutu Sese Seko. We could see all those guys, like the predecessor of those areas, man. That's the trend that's been on for a long time, and it's a bad omen. It's a bad omen for the good governance in Africa.
Now let's move away from that to Niger State. We have the Niger State government discussing with bandits to drop arms. Are we supposed to be negotiating with bandits in this modern era?
So shocked with all these things. So shocked. We got all the Tucano. Where is the Tucano our ex-president bought from United States? Where's the Tucano? I don't just know. That's why I say this African we need recolonization. Make they come recolonize us, give us more brain. I don't know. We are not even ripe enough to stand as a continent the way it is. It's more or less you are saying the American government negotiating with terrorists. No, there's an exemption. in which that can happen, that there is an exception. That is the only thing, the only situation that such thing can happen is when you want to do swap, prisoners swap, right? The prisoners of conscience or prisoners of war swap. You can do that. Say, okay, I'll release so person that's been in our camp in America here. I will release it to maybe some elements in Pakistan or so that maybe they're having issues, conflict, so they can do prisoners swap, right? Prisoners of war swap. But this one that you are bargaining with bandits, with ISWAP, with Boko Haram. I mean, that is the most barbaric thing I've ever heard in my life. The bandit that killed a lot of souls, the Boko Haram that killed a lot of souls, the ISWAP that killed a lot of souls, and you are not calling them that you want to negotiate with them. That means you are creating room to breed another bandits. Another bandit is in making as I'm talking, because
instead of crushing
them, where are the Tucano you bought? Is it not for all this bad start like these people? I mean, sorry to say that, but they are nuisance. They are just pockets of, how many are they? Disturbing the peace of 240 million Nigerians. I mean, I think that should come from the Matawale, because Matawale is the Minister for Defense now. So he has been saying it. His predecessor said it the other time too. What's that guy's name? I've even forgotten. The first what's it called? Democratic governor in that Zamfara. I've forgotten his name. It was the first message. He went to Abuja. He went to Aso Rock to discuss with Tinubu then, President Tinubu then, that they should find how they will negotiate with.
All right, let's quickly take what Samuel Ipa Kalo is saying here. I am in Gabon. People are celebrating everywhere. Yeah, that's in Gabon.
That's a good breaking news.
I saw the video online.
That's a good breaking news.
You saw the citizens taking to the streets to celebrate the military takeover in Gabon.
But my problem now is the military that are taking over, right? How productive would they be? How are they going to improve the space, the democratic space? Because as I see it now, a lot of them, the juntas now, a lot of them ended up turning to, democratic president, and they will now be what? By tyrants. They will now be tyrants. So to me, it's not the taking over from Bongo that matters now. What is the aftermath, right? That what's the next stage now? Are they going to set up a transitional committee to be able to usher in another election, right? Or is this guy still going to give them 3 years for him to be in power to reorganize this thing? I see all those on a scam. Abdul Rahmani, na scam. That guy is bringing a scam policy on the table. A scam, beats on the table because of what? By the time you use 3 years on throne, it's as good as you can easily manipulate the electoral system. You can easily manipulate, even the military is your constituency. The military is his constituency. You can easily manipulate, the old military there for him to remain, stay put in the power. And I will still go back to Femi's song, sorry, oh. Sorry for Africa, sorry, oh. I'm sorry for my country, which is Nigeria. Sorry for Nigeria, sorry for Africa, and sorry for the West, likewise, because everywhere is boiling.
All right, thank you so much, Kunle. I appreciate you. That was a brilliant contribution by Kunle. All right, Kunle. Charles, right here with us. Charles, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Michael Atekule.
How are you doing, sir?
Fine, bless God.
You're welcome on board.
Good morning.
This has been becoming a trend in Africa as a whole. Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea, from Mali, Guinea to Niger. Now we have Gabon. And many are saying it's still going to happen in Nigeria, but we don't pray for that to happen. No matter what, democracy is still the best. That's what I feel. Do you feel that way?
Good morning, Mr. Mike Adekule.
Osmo, good morning to you.
Good
sir.
morning, Mr. Taiwo. I greet you, Mookie Great, Samuel Epa. So many of them, I greet you all. Uh, France in trouble in African country.
France in trouble.
In trouble in African country. Because Africans are no more happy with them. Coup d'etat here and there. You see, what somebody was talking about productive measure by the military. If you're talking about militaries are not productive, what productive measures have we been able to achieve in terms of these democratic settings for years that African countries have been practicing democracy? What are the productive measures that we have been able to achieve as an African country? We have seen nothing. So, you see, Gabon, I could remember, if you go to Gabon today, almost half of Nigerians in Gabon are from Easterners. They're based in Gabon. I'm telling you, yes, almost, I'm talking about Nigerians that travel to Gabon, almost half of them are from Nigerians, are from eastern part of Nigeria. And they can tell you wholeheartedly, if you have somebody that stays here or that based here, he will tell you that, honestly speaking, Gabonians are very, very much excited and happy and they have taken to a street and demonstrating their happiness on whatever that have happened to them. Because African leaders have failed totally, they have failed their subjects. You cannot have somebody God have given to you for you to rule as a man or as a woman. At the end of the day, such person is suffering. Then today, the person have decided that he doesn't want to be entangled with whatever your administration, whatever you call your administration is, and the person have decided to disintegrate himself from whatever the factors you are given to the person. At the end of the day, you are expecting such individuals not to be happy. Africans, sometimes it's not that we are happy with whatever that is going on in Africa, but sometimes you look at what is going on, end time is coming, is fast approaching. These are what I may call end time. You clock here, somebody predicted, was it 2 weeks ago, that if care is not taken, Gabon will follow. Somebody said it here, and if I can remember, the man just left, was it Mr. Raf or something like that? So now, you are talking about Gabon. Gabon are much more excited with what is even going on in their country because they are not more happy. A man that ruled them for how many years, and at the end of the day, you came back again, you resettled your own son again. Are you getting me? So African countries are not happy with what our leaders have just failed totally. If it were in the Western world, you know that you are not doing the needful. What do? You resign honorably. Without even somebody even coming to you, disgracing you or tarnishing your, what I may call your political career, your profession and any other thing. But at the end of the day, you find out, you see what is going on in Africa. Coup d'etat all over. Sometimes when we were schooling as a government student then, you keep on hearing there was a coup d'etat here in 19 this, in 19 that. But today, you and I are witnessing and seeing such. But we don't pray that such thing to come to our country because we are not coup d'etat. I know the only reason why there's always coup d'etat in every country is when there's what I may call corruption or mismanagement in terms of the leaders. So if African leaders are not doing the needful, why not the military take over? If Mr. Kule just said here that there is no productivity in terms of the military, are they going to be productive? You ask yourself a very simple question: what are the productivity have we in terms of the military, the democratic regime? Nothing. You see, nothing. So allow them to take over. If this is the only means they're going to give us whatever we want, fine. Whatever Africa needs, fine. Africa is one of the most loved countries, but what is going on today? A lot of Nigerians, a lot of African people are traveling abroad because if your country is quite okay, there's nothing that will make you to leave the shores of this country and travel abroad. Give me another question.
All right, moving on to another story. We have the insecurity issues going on in Niger State, and the Niger State government, have spoken, saying that they are discussing with the bandits to drop arms. But the question is, for how long would we continue to dialogue with bandits. We've done it in the past and it yielded no results. We should be able to devise another means, to avert or to crush these bandits. Don't you think so, Charles?
Mr. Mike, I have a very big problem with these our leaders in Nigeria here. If they are not gaining anything from most of these bandits, they wouldn't have been developing much interest on whatever that comes out from the bandits. How many are they? Nigerian has a lot of what I may call forces, military men out there. Do you want to tell me Nigerian military is also rated as one of the best in the world, one of the best? And how many are these bandits you are talking about? You want to negotiate with the bandits, you know that this person is after, against your government, after the life of your citizens, and then you want to go in and what? And negotiate with them. So sometimes you look at this, the settings of most of these politicians, as if they don't even know what they are doing. How can you negotiate with the bandits? Meanwhile, you have IPOP members at the southeast there that has nothing to do with killing of anybody, and you are calling them, and these are the same people you tag bandits, and you have declared them as how do I put it? Enemies of states. But these are the people that are busy killing people, causing what I may call public unrest in the society, and you want to negotiate with them. It means that when you look at what is going on with this banditry issue of a thing, you find out that most of this government, there's something behind this banditry issue that they are not telling us about. Because if they are not gaining anything from these banditry people, believe me, by now, how many are there? These people would have been flushed out by now. But you keep on, these people are killing your subject on a daily basis, and still you want to negotiate with them. So what kind of government, what kind of politicians do we have in Africa here? Not even Nigeria, in Africa. You look at it as if they are very, very much excited and happy with what is going on. It's just like what we discussed, was it yesterday here, when we talk about Neymar. I was telling somebody that it is very, very uncalled for Neymar to have allowed something to happen before they will take a drastic actions towards, for how long, you ask yourself, are we going to be at the mercy of Cameroonians? Now, whenever they open their border. So it means that there is something most of these our Nigerian leaders are gaining whenever most of these disasters takes place. So it means that most of this banditry issue of a thing, they are very, very much comfortable with it because there's a lot of interest. There's a lot of things that are what I may call it, achieving from this banditry issue of a thing. Because you cannot, how many are these people? They are just few in number. How many? In 36 states.
Out of over 200.
Out of over 200 million people, and you are talking about you want to negotiate with them.
Some of them are not even Nigerians.
Okay, Southeast. Look at Southeast now. There will be a little sit at home or any other thing. At the end of the day, you pack almost 1 million soldiers to Southeast. But look at what is going on in a place like Maiduguri, Katsina, Zamfara, all these places. You cannot flush out these people. Insecurity all over. These are our leaders, my brother. We are not happy, seriously. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Charles. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
And I respect your intelligence. Thank you so much. Good morning, David.
Mike Adekunle.
How are you doing?
Good morning to you. A very wonderful morning to you. So we wear black. You the mom. I be the mom Gabon.
And the citizens are already rejoicing. The citizens of Gabon are already rejoicing.
Everyone in that situation too will rejoice. Because imagine you, I didn't mean I'm a resident of Gabon. I would have lived to see just two presidents, the father and son. First, the father started ruling from 1967 to 2009. The son took over from 2009 to date. Now, yesterday, he also imposed himself on the citizens of Gabon again. Who does that? Is that democracy? That is what insanity.
I think the military also detected the foul play in that election.
That election was being rigged. How can a president that has underperformed still win for the third time again? We keep saying Africa need to sit up. A lot is really happening. Now, the sun, since 2009, there has been poverty in Gabon. People are not happy. the indigenous of the states, the citizens of the states are not happy. Since 1960 to date, just two family, papa and son, they rule country. Country about how many million population? It is this democracy. The Western world gave it to us. But see, Africa are now misusing this democracy, using it for their own selfish interest. Was it last week or last month? The president of Cameroon, Paul Biya, went to France, was celebrating 40 years as president of Cameroon. 40 years on the throne. People see Paul Biya no dey see again. Paul Biya dey work like this. See that watch the video, that's how they work out. And Paul Biya will come again next year, come contest. He go still win. My brother, Cameroon too are not ready for their revolution. Once they are ready to liberate themselves from all this nonsense, they will sit up. It is too bad. It is too bad. Democracy is a very good one, but the main African leaders are just using your opportunities to oppress people. It's bad.
Would you say Africans have been living in the dark for a very long period of time? This time around that they are just waking up to rejoice about military takeover and all of that in the African continent.
The truth of the about is the military can even take over, but our truth is that the military would they perform? So these are two different things. Military might take over. Since this era of civilian, have they lived up to expectation? Look at the African countries. How well have they performed?
That is what
the only country.
Here. If you think the military will give you what you want, you must be a joker.
The military too, on their own too, have their own share of the blames, because it is the man on the streets with that devilish mentality that will join the military. It is that black man on the streets with that looting mentality that will become president, irrespective of either is a military personnel or a civilian. The subject matter is we should have a new mindset in Africa, either military or civilian. When voted into office, let us deliver dividends of democracy to the people. That is the major yardstick of it. You cannot, you think today if military comes and then betters the lives of Nigerians, I will work for it. Because I have started democracy, the democracy is not yielding any fruitfulness. You keep saying democracy is for Biya, a military personnel. These are things I don't care, even if it's military or not. What matter is dividends of democracy. We saw what happened in Niger, what Bazoum could not do. The military junta are doing it in less than 3 months, building hospitals, renovating roads, giving the indigenous of Niger stipend. These are what the outside president could not do. I don't give a damn. I don't care either military or not. Who can provide dividends of democracy to our citizens, either military or democracy? But why do you think the people, military is toppling these people? It's because they have failed to do the needful. When you fail to do the needful, people will come and then speak out. People will topple you. How can a man and a son in a country be ruling, father and son, the family circle?
We once had the president that tried that. After first time, second time,
Abacha.
he attempted going for third time.
Abacha. Abacha cannot try it. You see, so what happened? He almost, nobody, every day, do you know the implication?
I think that was the major problem between Obasanjo and Atiku.
Do you know the implication of becoming a lifetime president? You would always amend the laws of the country, the constitution, to suit you. You are not like emperor in the country. Nobody can checkmate nobody can checkmate you. How his family doesn't matter. It's not a work on development. Africa has a very long way to go. And thank God people are now waking up from their slumber to the reality, to know that one thing is, what is ECOWAS even doing? Can't ECOWAS as a body tell them that, young man, you cannot spend so years in power. Leave, let others to do. These are things ECOWAS need. These are things ECOWAS need to start discussing in their meetings. Not say they want to take army to Gabon, to invade Gabon, to invade Niger. The president themselves of those states are not doing the needful. Before people come to invade your state, let ECOWAS chairman tell them that leave your throne. You do 8 years, let another person come and do it. No be our back, no be our family house. Yes.
All right, thank you so much, David. I appreciate you for coming on board. That was a brilliant one from David. Michael, good morning to you.
Let me give my perspective.
All right. You are free. Yeah, the discussion. What do you want to contribute? Do you have anything to contribute to what you're saying? Yeah, the Gabon crisis. They welcome development. Do you welcome the military takeover, or you want democracy restored to the country?
Mr. Michael.
Yes, sir.
It is very, very, it's a pitiable, dismal, I want to put it that way. It is regrettably lugubrious that in Africa, and by extension Nigeria, in which we regarded democracy as the government of the people, by the people and for the people. It's a government that we hold so dear. A democracy is a government that we hold so dear. But it's unfortunate, like I said, it's a dismal that what we have seen today, the democracy that we are so dear to it are not giving us what we expect from it. So it has becoming what we don't expect. Like in terms of dividend of democracy, in terms of socio-economic development and improvement, sustainable of economic growth that all of us are expecting. I can tell you categorically, like in Nigeria, right from inception, when I grow up to understand how government works, most of the critical infrastructure that I have seen in this country, Nigeria, is being built by a military government. I can tell you categorically that the civilian government in 1999, up to today, they cannot grade a single state. Not to talk of a local government. All we have been getting is corruption saga, corruption by extension. So what is happening in Gabon is a pitiable dismal. I don't expect a African to going back to the drawing board, taking 2 steps forward and 5 steps backward. It's unfortunate. We have been gambling, we have been struggling with what happened in Niger by the military junta who have come out to topple the government, elected government. All of us were crying for that this is not a democracy, this is not a continent of Africa we are hoping for. In Africa, we expect that we should be growing, that we should leave a government that are favorable to our citizens. We should have a government that everybody will all clamoring for. But it's unfortunate what we are seeing. And even in Gabon, I just had the breaking news today that the military junta in Gabon are stopping the government. It's unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate. I don't know what the international community will look back in Africa.
Don't you think the African leaders have failed?
African leader, in democratic elected African leader, I may say, they are not living up to expectations. To my great surprise, they are more corrupt in their handling of the affairs of Africa. They are more corrupt in sincerity in political affairs of their country. Look at an average African. We are struggling to go to Europe, to make greener pasture. And Africa is an industrial ground in which an average American, an average European are aiming to come to develop Africa. But because of the corruption nature of our leaders, it's becoming an eyesore for what we are seeing presently. It's very, very unfortunate. African leaders, they are failures.
So they need to wake up.
They need to wake up, to be frank.
Your name, sir?
My name is Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Michael.